Hi guys, welcome back to I Speak English. My name's Hayley and today I'm going to be showing you an essential grammar point that you have to use in your Cambridge C1 exam, which is ellipsis and substitution. If you've never heard of this, or if you've heard of it and you don't know how to do it, stick with me here and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to use it, and then you'll be able to get some higher marks in your writing exam in particular. But before we take a look, do make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the bell so that you can get weekly videos from me to keep learning English. I upload videos every Saturday, so if you subscribe and hit the bell, you'll get a notification from me every time I upload a new video. So hit the subscribe button there and we'll get started. So ellipsis and substitution. What on earth is ellipsis and substitution? Why do I need to know it? This is a super important grammar point that you need to show the examiners in your writing in particular. We're going to take a look at ellipsis first. So what is ellipsis? Pretty simple, it just means you're deleting words from sentences, unnecessary words or redundant words. So the thing about your writing at Cambridge C1 is the examiners are looking to see if you're repeating words or if you're just adding random words that don't need to be there, or if your sentences are too long, okay? The main thing with Cambridge C1 writing is you need to keep your sentences kind of concise, short, and clear. So if you're adding too many words, you're not going to get high marks, especially for communicative achievement, because the more words you use in a sentence, the more confusing the sentence gets. Okay, so we need to reduce those sentences down, and this is what ellipsis does because you start deleting words. Okay, so it avoids redundancy, it makes your sentences more concise and more clear. Like we said, you need to use it in your writing. So how do we do this then? Let's take a look. So you have different types of ellipsis. We've got nominal ellipsis, which means you're deleting nouns, and we've got verbal ellipsis, which means you're deleting verbs. For example, if I said, do you want a tea or do you want a coffee? This do you want, this second do you want is really not necessary. I don't need to repeat that. So I can just say, do you want a tea or a coffee? That's fine. You don't need that in the sentence. It's just making the sentence longer and more wordy. Similarly, if I say she can play the guitar and he can play the guitar too, again, you don't need to say that. You can just delete that from the sentence, okay? She can play the guitar and he can too. All right, so that's what ellipsis is, okay? Just deleting words that shouldn't be there, okay? That are just making your sentences really long. That's ellipsis. That's all you need to know. Moving on to substitution. What's substitution? Okay, so substitution is exactly what it says it is. You're substituting words. You're replacing words in a phrase or even part of a phrase as well to avoid repeating the same words. So this is another main thing for your writing. If you're repeating the same word again and again, you're going to get a low score for your language mark. Okay, so your writing has 4 different criteria. You've got content, language, organization, and communicative achievement. Your language mark is grammar and vocabulary combined, and you need a wide range of grammar and vocabulary, and you need to use it with accuracy. So if you're repeating the same words, your range of vocabulary is going to be very low. So in order to avoid that, this is where substitution comes in. You start replacing those words with other things so that you're not repeating all the time. If you are struggling with writing and you need a few more tips, I do have a range of writing courses for the essay, report, proposal, and review. I'll leave a few links in the description under the video. I'll leave some kind of coupon code so you can get the courses a bit cheaper. You can check them out, and there's a few preview videos as well, so you can have a little watch and see what the course is like. So some of them courses might help you there if you're struggling with your writing. But back to substitution. So we said it avoids repetition, makes your sentences more concise, and we're going to use it in writing. I'm going to show you some examples as well of the essay proposal report and how you would use this in your writing. First, let's take a look at the different things we can do. So, first of all, we've got nominal substitution is where you're trying to replace nouns with something else. So what you can do to replace a noun is you can use the word one in place of whatever the noun you've repeated is. So if I said, I need a pen, do you have a pen? You don't need to repeat that word there, pen, you can just replace it with one. I need a pen, do you have one? This sentence here sounds very strange to a native speaker. I need a pen, do you have a pen? Sounds very bizarre. Nobody would ever say that. Do you have one? Obviously, you wouldn't write this in the exam. Again, I'm going to show you some examples, exam examples in a second, once I explain how to do it. So that's nominal substitution. Verbal substitution, you're replacing a verb phrase with an auxiliary verb, okay? So for example, nobody thought I should say anything, but I said something. You don't need to say I said something. You can replace this with an auxiliary do. Nobody thought I should say anything, but I did. Okay, so first of all, you need to make sure your auxiliary is correct, whether it's do, be, or have. You need to kind of, your auxiliary verb needs to correspond with the types of verbs that you're using in that first sentence. Also needs to correspond in tense as well. Okay, so because we're using past tense, we use did, the past of do. Nobody thought I should say anything, but I did. As I just said, the auxiliary needs to correspond with the tense that you're using. So for example, if you're using present continuous, I'm not having any fun, but my friend certainly is having fun. You don't need having fun, you can just leave the auxiliary verb there, okay? He said he had told me, but he certainly hadn't told me. Again, you can just delete that and leave the auxiliary verb. So depending on your tense, past perfect here, you need past perfect here. Present continuous here, you need the present here. All right, so that's how to replace a verb with an auxiliary. And the last type of substitution is clausal substitution, where you can replace an entire clause with it. Okay, for example, he might come today, but I doubt he will come. Again, you don't need that repetition. It sounds strange. It's unnecessary. So you can just replace he will come with it. He might come today, but I doubt it. Sounds much more natural, much more fluent. Okay, so that's how you do ellipsis and substitution. Now let's take a look at how you can use it in your writing. So I've got an example of a paragraph from a report here. And we're just going to take a look at what I've deleted or what I've replaced. Okay, so we've got the customer feedback on the new product launch has been overwhelmingly positive. Customers appreciated the product's design, functionality, and price. Many customers, repetition, we don't need that word. We can just use many because we know that many refers to customers, so we can delete that word. Many customers mentioned that they found the product's design. Again, we don't need that. Just delete it. Many found, okay, so you can see how this makes your writing much more concise, okay? You've got those long sentences there, and we can just kind of shorten them, make them really concise. This is what examiners are looking for when they're reading your writing. If you can do this, you'll get high marks for your writing, okay? So this sentence becomes, many found the product's design to be particularly appealing. Furthermore, customers, again, delete that word. Customers, they noted that the product's functionality, okay, again, you don't need product because we know that you're talking about a product and we've already used the word product up here. That the functionality met their expectations and that the price was reasonable. All right, so you can see how this works to kind of make your writing a lot more concise. We're going to take a look at another example now from a proposal. Let's have a look at what I've deleted, what we don't need. So, all right, we propose to implement a new employee training program to improve job performance and employee satisfaction. Don't need to repeat that word employee. We already know who you're talking about. Satisfaction is fine. The new training program, again, you don't need new training, it's not necessary. You could also just put it here. It will focus on, that's fine as well, because we know that it refers to the training program. So you can either put the program or it will focus on enhancing technical skills, communication abilities, and teamwork. Implementing, again, the new training program, not necessary. Implementing it will require an initial investment in training materials and professional trainers. However, again, new training program. However, it is expected to yield significant benefits in the long run. Okay, so again, you can see we're just deleting words, we're replacing words, and it just makes your writing much more concise, and it makes it flow better as well. Examiners are looking for this flow in your writing where it sounds natural, it sounds fluent. And if you use ellipsis and substitution, it will. Alright, so that's all for ellipsis and substitution. If that helped you and it's kind of more clear for you now what you need to do, please give this video a like because it helps other people to find this video so that they can get some tips and prepare for the exam as well. And as usual, make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the bell so you get a notification from me every Saturday when I upload a new video. If you have any questions about ellipsis or substitution or the Cambridge C1 exam, just leave me a little comment and I'll get back to you when I can. And that's all from me for now. So I'll see you in another video soon. All right.